Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Zatima Child. Season 2, Episode 15, Moments of Clarity, and Episode 16, A Gamble of Love. Honey, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Honey, it was a dream, okay? Zach over here dreaming about getting it in with Fatima. And baby, we saying, call my name. What's my name? And he talking about Bryce. I said, not Bryce, Tyler Perry. What the hell is going on out here in these streets, okay? But nonetheless, I digress. Moving right along. We get over to Fatima. She in the bed with freaking Paul, and Paul looking all just oversized and big. I'm sorry, honey. Yes, he nice to look at. He's a tall drink of water, but he did not fit in that bed. And why are we in the bed with these damn clothes on? No, sir. Okay, you don't come in with no clothes on the street and get in my damn bed. Anyway, she also finds out that Deja got this lawsuit against her child, and we got Angela going over to tell Belinda about herself, because we know for sure that she's trash just like we thought she was. Ain't nobody surprised. I know I'm not, okay? And we got Mama Fatima coming over and giving her a little surprise visit, taking her out. And we want to try to get her and Zach reunited, and it feels so good, okay? And why is Bryce going so hard for this daggone deal? This is starting to annoy the hell out of me. Zach done said no 1,000 damn times, and Bryce is just still going hard, wanting this deal to go on. Speaking of thirsty people, he being thirsty for this damn project, and we see Mr. Paul is over here at the site that Zach going to look at, and who is his ex-wife but Shady damn Val, y'all. I said, you know what? It's just too much giving. It's a small world after all. Everybody know everybody. Everybody slept with everybody. Everybody's in a relationship with everybody. Everybody's showing up at the same daggone places. Then we got Connie calling Zach down. He ignoring her calls only to find out we got to go, okay? It's your mama. Child, let's go ahead and get into these. Break them on down. Take them from the top. You know how we do. So we start out the episode, honey. We getting it in, legs over shoulders and all of that. And like I said, she telling Zach, call my name. What's my name? Say my name. Well, rather, Zach told her that. And she talking about something. I ain't Fatima. He like, well, what the hell is your name then? Bryce. And then, of course, he wakes up to a freaking call from Bryce. Now, Zach, you should know Fatima's number, so I'm confused as to when it's somebody calling. You over here talking about Fatima, and he like, no, it's me, Bryce. You know, can you meet me over here at this project? You know, do you still keep saying no because of what happened between us? And Zach is telling him, no, I already told you, it don't got nothing to do with that. I told you I don't want to be bothered. He like, all right, fine, I'm going to go there and meet you at 12. Now, Zach, this is when you start to annoy me as well, though. Because if the answer is no, period. You don't got to give no explanations and no reasons why you saying no. Why did you even bother meeting him at the site when you already know that you saying you ain't got the money and you don't want to spend the money on it, child? I'm confused. You wasting your time and his. Moving on from that, you know, he does call Fatima. Her phone goes straight to voicemail. And then we see why. She over here laying in the damn bed with Paul, child. I said, so Paul never left. He stayed, and he laying in this bed with his clothes on. And it irritated my soul and my spirit, okay? And he looked like, oh, child, he was too big for that bed, okay? He was too big for that damn bed, and apparently he was too big for Fatima too, and not in a damn good way, because she was all uncomfortable with her damn neck hurting, okay? And she was telling him that he could just go ahead and go, and he gets up and starts putting on his shoes, and she telling him, thank you for being understanding. And he talking about something, yeah, but there's a limit, you know. And she was like, huh? What the hell you mean by that? He's saying, okay, look, you know, it's all good. I don't mind being there for you and helping you through this. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to be used, I got to at least get something out of it. I said, what? Like, me and Fatima made the same damn face, right? And at this point, she like, okay, well, bye, Paul. Okay, you could get to stepping. And she was like, that's why you leaving. And he talking about, see, don't take it the wrong way. Don't get mad. You know, that's not what I mean, or whatever the case may be, right? What I mean is that I really do love you, and I'm not love you, but I like you a lot. I see how amazing you are and what a good woman you are the more time that I'm spending with you. And then just knowing that you still got feelings for somebody else. And in the meantime, I'm going to be feeling for you. And I said, well, that's why you should have been taking your behind home, Paul. Okay, you shouldn't have been laid up in the bed with Fatima. You know what time it is. You know what you're getting into, so you can't be in it and then want to complain about it at the same time too. And it's just giving me thirsty, and I don't like a thirsty ninja. Okay, just me. I don't. But nonetheless, he's basically like he's gonna go ahead and give her space. Yes, I agree, Paul. I think that's what you need to be giving her is space, all right, and time. Something that none of y'all seem to freaking get. But moving on from that, he comes out and Angela's on the couch. And of course, Zach done calls her phone too. And she's like, listen, she's not here. And he's like, are you lying? Is she right there listening to me? She's like, no, she's not here. And if you're leaving her messages and stuff, she's going to get them. She's going to see your calls. So, like, I don't need you to keep calling my damn phone every minute, right? So now when Paul comes down, he over here telling her how she got some stuff that's up on her roof or whatever that he noticed that's, needs to be fixed. If it rains, she'll be getting water all in her house, but he will come back and fix it for her, no charge. And she's like, really? Oh, okay, thank you. Fatima started sneaking down the damn steps right behind him, and she sits down and talk with Angela for a minute. And basically Angela's like, I know y'all didn't do anything. And she like, how you know that? Well, because Paul just opened his damn mouth 5 minutes ago any damn way before he was going out the door. When Angela was like, you gonna be walking the walk of shame, he said, well, you have to do something in order to do that. And I ain't really care too much for him saying that either, just to be honest with y'all, okay? But nonetheless, she was like, how you know we ain't do nothing? And Angela was basically like, oh, because I ain't hear no damn noise, y'all. And I doubt you that freaking quiet, okay? And you could hear a damn needle drop, right? So she was like, y'all definitely wasn't humping around. Nonetheless, she's like, well, what's going on, girl? Zach was really on something last night at that club. I'm just saying, he really went all out. And she was like, well, since when you become Team Zach? And she's like, no, I'm not off or on Team Zach, right? But I do see that he's putting it in. And she was like, girl, the way he got up there on that stage. And she said, yeah, but that singing was horrible. She said, yeah, it was, but you know what I mean? He still put it out there. So she was like, well, I can't give in just like that. Every time you give in fast with these dudes, you see what they do. I gotta know that he's taking it serious. And she was like, well, in my opinion, he is definitely taking serious. Ain't no questions about that. So Fatima says she gonna go ahead and get ready to get on up out of here and, start her day off or whatever. She'll check in with her later, and they like, all right. So we get over to Zach. He on this exercise bike trying to put out his frustrations because, child, he's stressed, okay? He's stressed and he ain't getting no sex. He pouring up a sweat, and there's a knock, knock, knock at his door. Basically, it's Tony and Nate coming over. Of course, when he's saying, who is it? It's Tony. Open up the door. Who's with you? Oh, just come on and open it. But, of course, he dragging Nate behind there, too, right? And we get up in here, and we are apparently coming to tell Zach that, yeah, it was Belinda. We found out and we know 100% for sure. And Zach is like, I always knew it was her trifling behind, okay? We knew. So, he's basically saying, oh, you working out because you want to, get out them frustrations. We know you ain't been getting none or whatever the case may be. And Zach was telling them that they should take their behinds to therapy. And they was like, you go see a doctor one time and now all of a sudden you want everybody to go. No, we ain't going to no therapist. I ain't got no issues. I don't need to tell nobody nothing about me. And Zach is like, really? You don't got no issues? Well, where can I start? Okay, because one, you was trying to sleep with the damn stripper next door. Two, your wife done came over here, beat you with a damn bat. Three, you on Tony couch. Do you need me to tell you anything else? Nah, you can stop right there, right? I don't want to hear nothing else. So they just basically still saying like, nah, we don't need to go to no therapist. We good on that. And then he starts to tell Zach like, well, you need to start taking Fatima pictures and stuff like that off the wall. Ain't nothing happening, Captain, with that. She done moved on. You seen how she was last night at the damn club. And Zach is like, see, there you go. That's exactly why I don't want to mess with you. Like, can you get this damn fool up out my house? And Tony basically says, yeah, damn it, boy. You always talk too much, okay? You never shut up. So we get Angela coming over to Belinda's house. I thought it was kind of funny how they was all wearing like the similar colors, okay? Angela was matching her damn gown or whatever the case may be, and they curtains, all right? We got a little rusty orange color going on. But nonetheless, she walked in and she's like, girl, So it was you that did this whole app thing with Fatima, right? It's on your computer. And she's like, how you know? She was like, oh, that damn Nate, he came over here and slept with me. And then he, went through my computer and saw it or whatever and told you. And she's like, no, first of all, like, how would Nate even get in touch with me? She's like, so it is true. So she telling her, don't tell Fatima. She said, girl, she already knows. So, obviously, like I said, it was no shock or whatever the case may be to anyone except for them, apparently, that Belinda did this. And when she's asking her, why did you do it? She's going to talk about some, I don't know, girl. I've been smoking that stuff. Okay, I've been doing shrooms and all different kind of things, and it got me going out of my mind. And it's like, if you don't get out my damn face with this freaking flimsy ass excuse, Belinda, trash ass excuse just like you. Now, of course, she tells her to take it down, and then Angela goes to the job to, be able to show Fatima that it is off now, whatever, right? And as Angela's coming into the office, we basically getting Fatima served with these papers from Deja. So obviously, she's still going through with this lawsuit, even though Nate did try for 2 seconds to be a good friend and tell her she wasn't going to win that one, that she wasted her time. At the same time, Mama done showed up at the job. So, they supposed to be going out to lunch, and Fatima plays it off like, oh no, this is just work stuff, and puts the papers away, say, let her go get her stuff. All right. And she's like, I'm a little nervous about you showing up to take me out, because anytime you take me out, it's usually not a, good surprise that'll be in there somewhere, right, that I don't be liking. And that's what's got me stressed out. And she, basically was like, is that what's happening here today? Come on, let's just go out. I just want to spend time with my daughter. We used to always do this. So now we get over to Zach. Zach is finally here to meet Bryce at this damn site and see what the hell all this, hooping and hollering he doing about how great this deal is for I don't know why, because he already said he ain't got the damn money. And he get a call from Fatima's father that's saying, listen, let's break bread. We want you to come through tonight. My wife wants to apologize to you. He like, really? She do? You know what I'm saying? She know you inviting me over there. And he's like, I don't think this is a good idea. He was like, I had invited her back to the house and stuff like that, and she didn't come. I think I need to just leave this alone, and I don't need to come over there. She don't want to see me. And he's like, look, I'm telling you to come. Her mother's over there talking to her right now, and telling her to come. And I'm putting in a call to you and telling you to come, and we going to sit down and we going to talk this all out. He's like, just come. I'm going to text you the information and the time. So Zach is like, okay, right, fine. Okay, even though he clearly wants to say no. So in the midst of this, Bryce gets there with Val, and he's basically like, yeah, we ready to see this. This is a really great deal. It looks great, right? And, Zach did say it looked amazing. And Val is like, well, I need to know what y'all doing, because I do have other investors that's trying to get with this. If y'all serious about it, then I need y'all to say yes, no. And, I'm saying, I ain't got time for maybe so. And in the midst of that, Bryce and Zach is going back and forth like, yeah, we could do this. This could be great. And Zach tells Bryce like, no, we can't, because he was saying that he could get $500,000 from Zach, and then he has another investor that could put in the other part. And Zach is like, I only got 1.5 left. Now, I don't remember the exact figures. I feel like I need to go back and find out how much Zach started out with. So at this point, he don't want to put up 500,000 of his 1.5. He like, I gotta, save my little coins and stretch them out and try to make money, not be spending more money. So the answer is no. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Now we get over to Fatima, her mama, at this place eating. And what Mama really wanted boils down to, child, she telling her, of course, come to this dinner tonight. She's also letting her know Daddy went and saw Zach and spoke to him, and she's like, when was this and who told him to do that? And I don't want Zach thinking I sent him there. For real, he did or whatever. And she's like, yeah. And she's telling Fatima, look, I made a lot of mistakes when it came to your dad. He had a record too. She like, yeah, I know. And at the end of the day, she starts saying, well, Zach also, came from a lot of trauma, bad things in his childhood. His mama's trash. And she like, shoot, your grandmother ran a whorehouse. So for everything Fatima say that's supposed to be a negative for Zach, Mama's basically implementing and reminding and saying, yeah, daddy had that too, but she's like, Ma, Zach is not daddy and I'm not you. And she's like, yeah, I get all of that, but I'm basically saying that to say, even if your father was to come and stand right in front of me right now, I would still get butterflies. And there's always been a part of me that wondered if I stood by him and stayed with him a little longer, even though I left him for your good and for my good, would things have been different? Could he have possibly been different and things of that nature? So she's just basically saying, I don't want to be the reason why you and Zach don't, what I'm saying, make it. And she's like, Ma, trust me, you don't have nothing to do with why we broke up. And she was like, yeah, well, I still don't want to have nothing to do with it in the future either, right? I would never want to be in the way or the reason, to make you feel like you can't be with the one that you love and somebody that makes you happy and stuff like that. And I wouldn't want you to have any regrets, and I want you to be clear on what you choose. And so bottom line is, she was like, girl, I didn't bring you out here to stress you out. And Fatima like, too late, you already doing that. But she says, come on over, I'm gonna make all your favorites. And she was like, you mean you gonna order all my favorites? Well, either way, it's gonna be all your favorites, right? So Fatima's like, clearly I'm not gonna win this. All right, I'll be there, fine, right? So we gonna go ahead and eat our lunch and, what I'm saying, enjoy ourselves. Now back over with Zach and Bryce, like I said, he done said no, okay, he ain't got no time for it. And so Bryce is like, should I call her over and tell her? And Zach is like, nah, I'm gonna call her over and tell her because, honey, child, all right. In the midst of this, we hear her say, honey, can I talk to you for a minute? And lo and behold, who the hell you think it is but Paul? And Zach is like, wait a minute, Paul? And he's like, did she just say, honey? He like, what the hell is going on here? This a man, they married? So when he calls her back over, he's basically like, look, I'm sorry Bryce wasted your time, what I'm saying, for bringing you all out, out here for this. So she's like, okay, and I'm sorry that I got a little testy or whatever. So, Zach over here talking about, and so who's that? And then she's like, oh, Paul. He's like, yeah, Paul. I know Paul. She was like, wait, you know Paul? He like, yeah. She was like, how y'all know each other? He was like, oh, I think he better tell you. So Paul like, nah, you tell her. She like, nah, Paul, I think it should come from you. So, of course, Paul was kind of stumbling over his words for a little bit for a minute, talking about, well, the woman that he talked to. So, basically, long story short, y'all talk to the same woman. Zach is over here like, no, I wouldn't necessarily say that, because at the end of the day, the woman he talking about, because he tried to be like his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend, Zach says that's what it is. So, none of shenanigans. And she's like, I'm gonna talk to you later, honey. And then Zach is over here talking about some, yeah, bye, honey, okay, since we all calling each other honey. So we basically have him and Paul talk for a minute. Bryce talking about something. So you need me to stay around? And Zach is like, what the hell would I need you to stay around for? What exactly are you going to do? He kept calling him loose lips. That had me cracking up. So he like, get out of here before you end up falling over one of these tools, loose lips. Okay, nah, we don't need your help with nothing. So Bryce leaves them to talk, and Paul basically just ends up telling Zach, again, okay, oh, I know that Fatima wants you. I know that Fatima loves you. And if you would just do the right thing and you listen to me or whatever, I'm trying to give you some advice, because at the end of the day, that you ain't gonna do nothing but mess it up again. And once you mess it up, that's gonna be her coming back to me or whatever, right? And Zach is like, huh? He like, you lucky we on the first floor, okay? Because if we was up on any of them higher floors, I would toss your ass out the window, right? And so he was like, and I'm dead ass serious. And of course, at this point, Paul is like, yeah, I know you are. And that's what's so sad. And he's basically walking away. And then Zach is like, bye, honey. Whatever, y'all. Like, I just don't get the point. But we go, it is what it is. So, Zach, and then he goes to the barber shop to try to go ahead and, get his hair cut up or whatever, so he could be looking good for his, dinner tonight with Fatima. So who comes in but Nate, of course, talking about, well, where you going to? Who you going out on the date with that you getting all spiffy and getting your hair cut or whatever, right? And Zach like, mind your business. You don't need to know. Why would I tell you anything? Of course, he don't want to say it's Fatima, because he don't want to have to hear damn Nate, mouth about that. And Nate is over here telling, old school, going to the therapist. Of course, we already heard his mentality and what he think about therapy, you know, before, and they like right and basically agreeing with him and putting off that whole, you know, therapist can't do nothing to help you bull crap or whatever, right? And then Nate getting up running to hug him, and he like, if you don't get the hell up off me, and telling Nate he gonna cut him or whatever, and they all laughing about that. Now, in the meantime, Fatima done got a lawyer to go ahead and work on this whole Deja situation. And he like, well, she can't possibly be hurt and be working in the strip club. You know, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. She like, yeah, she do private dances too. And that's what I'm saying. So he telling Fatima how she going to make a great lawyer later. And she's like, yeah, that's the plan or whatever, right? But I got to get back to classes and get certain things straight before I could get started with that. And he like, yeah, well, just make sure, you know, you stay on it. And I'm going to be staying on this. And when we going to get down to this whole Miss Deja thing. And, you know, Fatima's basically like, she don't know who the hell she messing with, right? So, you know, Fatima, when she's talking to Angela, and Angela came to the office to let her know that the app was down and all of that, she was like, I don't get it. Why do everybody be so concerned with me and Zach? And, you know, seemed like so many people was against it. And she said, some people don't like to see you happy. That is a fact, okay? So she's just basically like saying she's so annoyed, and, you know, it's just a hot damn mess, right? Like, at the end of the day, you know, she has some care for Belinda, because if it wasn't for that, she would have definitely beat that girl ass, okay? But she also tells her about this dinner that she's supposed to go to tonight or whatever, you know, saying she got, Angela's like, you going to see Paul again? And it's like, no, my mom got me going to this damn dinner, okay? And she was like, they trying to get y'all back together. She said, they definitely trying something, okay? She said, well, you know, how are you feeling about it or whatever? She said, I'm just going to go to the dinner and get it over with, right? So she like, all right, call me after. So, of course, you know, Fatima get over here to the house, and they just like, look, you gonna sit down, you gonna listen to what we gotta say. And mama really cooked this food, okay? She didn't order out. And Fatima's like, you ain't never did nothing like this. What the hell is going on? What are you up to, right? So then Zach come in. It's a little awkward in the beginning. We just saying, hey, what's up, whatever. And we say we gonna bring the food and the wine over to the table. We gonna sip, and we say, you know, we gonna listen. Daddy and them got stuff to say. So Daddy said this is his story, and he gonna tell it his way. And he begins to talk about how, you know, when he met Fatima mama, he knew what time it was. You know, of course, she was so in love with Fatima's father, and she liked a little bit of bad boy, okay? She was gangster. She had that gun in her person, you know. Zach like, that sound familiar. And he's like, but she was classy too. And Zach said, that sound familiar too. But he says, you know, after a round, she started going down a bad road again, and she cheated on him. And Fatima like, what? He said, yeah, she stepped out. Then I said, well, hold up, wait a minute, two could play this game. And I started getting a little crazy too, because he said, you know, he was trying to show her some other things, show her the other side, show her a different way. And some things she liked, some things she didn't, or whatever the case may be. And, you know, after doing all this back and forth and in and out, because they was engaged and they was supposed to get married, and he had called the wedding off, you know, they basically both came back together and started putting in the effort and started saying, you know, this is what we really want, and we really care for each other, and anything that, you know, you want or whatever, you have to fight for. So he was like, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have your excuse me, y'all, obstacles, right? But do you want to make it work? Is it worth it? Is that man or woman, you know, the one that you really want or whatever? And so he said, yeah, we had a bunch of rough patches, and then we came and we actually got to a good place or whatever, and got to see what the problem was, and we worked through all those patches. So he said, you know, is whether you want to put that effort in together, right? And he said, you can have a beautiful life together. It's not impossible. It's about what you want to do and whether it's meant to be or not, right? And so you got to see if you did everything that you can, you know, possibly have done to, you know. And Fatima said, listen, Zach said, I've done a whole lot to mess it up. And they was basically telling Zach, like, we see the effort that you putting in and things of that nature. And Mama actually came out and apologized. She was like, I started out on a real bad foot when I first met you, and I do sincerely apologize for that, right? And Zach told them that he sees that he has a personality where he destroys things or whatever, right? And so it seemed like we was really getting somewhere with this conversation, and then it seemed like we had a good dinner. We loosened up after that, and then Fatima was like, Mama, really cheating? She said, girl, we ain't gonna talk about that, you know? So then we see them leaving. We still laughing. We bringing some Tupperware home with some food to have leftovers for the next day. And as we are leaving out, Zach is still kind of course, saying, girl, you gonna come over to the house? Can we talk some more, whatever? And Fatima's like, nah, I'm good, you know. And he's like, please, you know, when we back to, I'ma leave the door open, okay, for you. And she's like, well, it's robbers and stuff like that out here. So if you leave the damn door open or whatever, you know, they gonna be coming in. It's not gonna be me, right? I'm not coming over. And he's still just saying, like, I'm gonna leave it open for you. She's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Him, it won't be simple. And he's like, I get that. And she was like, I think that you should, you know, continue to, you know, put help into yourself and continue with the therapy. And he's like, yeah, I have plans of doing that. That's what I'm gonna do, but I want to do it with you by my side. But, you know, she go ahead and basically ends up driving off, right? So now when he gets to the house, you know, Connie had been calling his phone too, and he like, yeah, nah, Connie. He ignored the call. And when he gets to the house, who you think is there but Connie waiting for him, you know? And when Fatima get back home, she's telling Angela everything that happened. And Angela's like, well, so you gonna go over there? She was like, girl, go over there. So Fatima was like, girl, why you keep trying to get rid of me? And she's basically like, because I'm going to keep it real with you, girl. It's going to be some bumping and grinding, knocking and screaming and hollering in here tonight, okay? I got somebody coming over. And she's like, Bryce. And she like, nah, Bryce Sam. She's like, oh, him again. So she like, it's okay. I could take a bath and put my headphones on. I'm good, girl, right? So, you know, we get to daggone Zach, and he getting out, and he like, Connie, what the hell you doing here now? Imagine if Fatima would have came back with him, right? But in this case, she is basically like, it's your mother, okay? We got to go ahead and get the hell up out of here. We got to go. So, child, we already know from the previews that it looked like Mama got some real serious things going on with her, you know. That was it, y'all. Put it in the comments. Tell me what y'all thought about these 2 episodes. Shout out to EJ, the TV junkie, because she definitely said she thought it was a dream, and it was. Okay, he was not getting none of that. Was like clink clink. Okay, nah, it's not going down. But y'all tell me what y'all thought about this, what y'all liked, what y'all didn't like, anything I left out. Put it in the comments. Let's discuss it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you were so inclined. Okay, till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.